On it. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Let's say
Hi
hello.
there.
Hi. Welcome to our Spiritual Seekers. We've got an amazing live audience here today with us. Woo, woo, woo! We're coming to you live at Reiki Rocks on Western Avenue. Everyone should come in and say hello.
1811 Western Ave.
1811 Western Avenue. So
You are being a smart ass today.
I've already been yelled at by Toni, and in a good way.
In a good way.
But because I was being a butthole. So this should be a fun conversation today. So Toni is look at my face. So Toni is trying to go live on her page.
I am.
Hi. And we are, because we don't get to, we can see some of our comments, but we can't see who is saying it. So I'm sorry. So hello, whoever just said hi, ladies.
Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly. So for today's Spiritual Seekers conversation, and hello to our audience, hello. We wanted to talk about manifestation and the power of positive thoughts, and really sticking to your dreams, no matter how long they may take it. How many years. And the reason why Toni wanted to talk about this today was the recent Oscars, and how some of the Oscar winners, they said, like, don't give up on your dreams. I've been doing this for 40 years, and don't give up. And it was like they knew that they had this goal in mind, and they held that dream and that goal, and no matter what, they were going to get there, but it took some time.
Right. And it was so funny because you and I were texting, and then we find out you're watching the Oscars. Yeah, I'm watching the Oscars.
Yeah, and mind you, I don't stay up late, as everyone knows.
I know, it was a late night for Rachel.
And I was like, I don't understand what's going on with these fingers and this performance, but we got there later.
Yeah, and that was the one with the one that won the Oscar for
everything
all
at once.
That was a David Byrne was in it. That was a freaky performance. But I like the fashion of the Oscars, but then we were both blown away by and I want to say his name right.
I don't even know. It's the gentleman
Ke Kwan.
Okay. Yeah.
Who won the Best Supporting Actor. And
yes.
He was in Indiana Jones.
Yes.
However, what was that?
And he was in the
30, 40 years ago?
Oh, wow.
What was it? Too Short, right?
That was his name, something like that, yeah. Yeah.
So that was really, I thought, like an amazing moment for him, because here he is.
And he was so grateful.
So grateful.
Yeah.
And here he thought, here's this child actor, and he talked about coming over and coming to this country, and here he finds himself in this blockbuster movie, and it's still his dream to keep working. And it's been 40 years, and the guy
40 years.
You see that kid in that movie, and you're like, okay, yeah. And it's like, oh my God, 40 years. You tell him that, hey, 40 years from now, you're going to win an Oscar. He'd be like,
could you imagine?
What?
So I think, like, I mean, one, I don't know if anyone has actually seen the movie. It's like everything all
at once. Everything, everywhere.
All at once. Has anyone seen it? It's
Any of our people.
So I will say that, let us know if you guys have seen the movie, because I did end up getting the movie, because I'm like, well, if we're going to talk about it on the show, I need to know what I'm talking about, and I will say that it was interesting, because one, it's about multi-dimensions, and it's about possibilities of life, and like, if you make certain choices, where does your life end up, and who do you end up with? And some of it can be very positive, and some of it can be overwhelming. And the mom is the main character in the movie, and she's the lady that won the Best Actress for the Oscars. And then her husband was that gentleman that you just mentioned, and they were both phenomenal in it, and the range that they kind of did, like, some were sad. They're like, oh, it's alpha this character. Oh, it's a passive this character. All right, well, if I tap into this dimension, I can get these skills. And I feel like as spiritual people, we do kind of go multi-dimensional. We do go into past lives. We meet our future self. So we're always trying to, like, pull in as much information and education, I do feel, as possible. And that movie kind of, for me, was like, finally someone said it. And they won Best Picture. So it was it was a little overwhelming at times. And if you're somebody who doesn't really like weird movies, I do not recommend it because it was weird. There are some parts inappropriate for kids. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm having a moment. I'm having a flashback. But it was very interesting.
Did your son watch it?
Oh God, no! I'm not gonna let him watch that. Hell no.
Okay, I just wondered.
It's everything, everywhere, all at once. Thank you.
Thank you.
But it was no. Do not let your kids watch it because there's some sex stories and some really.
Yeah, but they say like there's action in it. There's absolutely everything.
It's so weird. There's some parts you're like,
and you're getting a lesson.
And it's also what I also liked about it was that, you know, there's the adults that are taking care of, you know, there's a mother-daughter relationship, and the daughter is a lesbian, and the mom was not comfortable in telling her father, like, this is my daughter, except her girlfriend. So there was like this, it was interesting because what it came down to was the mom really needed to let the daughter go to be herself and to find her true nature. And how many times as parents do we hold on too tight to our kids and we put on our own expectations and our own wants and desires? Well, my son is going to be the next NBA player. Like, no, come on, reality. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm always going off topic. Go back to you.
No, that's fine.
It's a very interesting movie. The little hot dog fingers, it makes sense when you watch the movie. Weird.
I got to see it.
Yes, you do have to see it.
I do.
So
I do, because it's something I think I would really love.
So I think what we really just want people to come across from this is that having an attitude of gratitude and really appreciating your life for where you are and, you know, maybe what you've gone through, that's going to help you to propel you to your goals and really what you want to manifest. And the other thing I do want to say, and I know, Toni, you're going to take over in a second, is that we need to have a big goal and a big vision in mind. We don't want to walk through life without kind of saying, well, what is it that Rachel desires? Well, do I just want to go to work and go home and do nothing and do laundry? Like, no, like I need to, we all as individuals need to kind of think and go into our hearts and be like, what is it that I desire? What is it that I want out of life? I don't want to just have on my blinders, you know, to my day-to-day life and be like, you know? Go ahead, Toni. I'm gonna go in on how to manifest. I'm going in.
But
in. Sorry.
But with our show, we wanted to talk about current events too.
No.
So the Oscars were perfect for that. And seeing
absolutely
seeing all the winners and see so many be so grateful was really lovely.
It was.
Rather
and it
than
made you
politics and all the, you know,
for me, it took out the Hollywood out of them and made them as real human individuals.
And so there was something I wanted to touch on about being real. You know, the media takes things and sometimes out of context, and then they make these big ass deals about it. But poor Angela Bassett for you know, she was up for
Best actress,
supporting actress.
Oh, supporting actress. Okay,
supporting actress.
Oh, because Jamie Lee Curtis won.
And Jamie Lee Curtis won it. So, you know, you only see, you know, how they put them up in a grid, and then you see them for maybe 2 or 3 seconds when they announce the winner.
And they're like,
and most people, right? Most people,
and she's like,
concentrate on whoever won. And of course, Jamie was like, well, but there's somebody though. Let me just go. There's somebody who has been so supportive of everybody.
She has
through
been.
the Golden Globes and all that. When Michelle won, she was always like right there, like yes, and supporting women. But Angela Bassett had that resting bitch face for the 2 or 3 seconds that she was on. And think about that though. She's never won an Oscar. She was up. I looked it up today. 1994 for now I can't remember what movie she. Oh, it just went by me. Did you see it?
What? Waiting to exhale.
What's love got to do with it?
What's
love got to do with it?
Similar movie.
Tina Turner. So and then now for this movie. So odds on favorite. Everybody was saying Angela Bassett's got it. And then you think, I mean, it's big. It's you know, you're being voted on by your peers, and so Can you imagine if you and I were there and we lost the Oscar? We'd be like,
I'd be like,
like,
what do you mean I lost?
You would have that in that little
I'd be
thing.
like,
I'd be like,
and then
so I think I felt bad for her because I think she was being very real.
and then she was attacked online about it.
Okay, I didn't just win. And maybe right after that 3 seconds, she was like, okay, she like, okay, good for Jamie Lee, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They all have luncheons and this and that for like a week before. So they know each other. I'm sure she was happy for her.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing to lose out on.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It's not like Meryl Streep who's got 27 of them and she'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. But just to see how, that was all the big meme and that was all the media was concentrating on was that one negative moment, and it's like, oh, I hope this doesn't follow her around.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes to say, like, it may be the consumption of media and what you're watching online and what you're watching on TV and or whatnot. Like, it needs to be filtered with a lens of, is this reality? Is this real? Right. This was a human moment in an instant that now she's got all of this energy coming at her that's unfair.
Right, that are oh, she wasn't grateful enough and blah blah blah. Like, she might be the most gracious woman in the world.
Yeah,
she did have the most gorgeous Oscar dress.
Yes, because it was purple, and we all know how
it was purple, and I like purple, but her dress, when we saw her, we were like, "That's
gorgeous,
that's
beautiful."
Exquisite. It was like a Barbie doll dress. It was. If you haven't seen it, Google that. Don't Google her resting bitch face because we would be.
Stop talking about it. We're putting too much energy to it.
That's the end of that, right? But we don't want to send energy.
I mean, the one thing I do want to say is that, and it goes to having a long vision for your life as a whole. Like, those are two actors that also, they were Asian Americans, or they may be Asian, and I apologize if I'm not getting it right. That they've had adversity come against them. They've had, hate come against them. And the fact that they still were able to rise above and to really put all of their kind of, when you're an actor, an actress, or performer, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You put passion and love and care into it, and you hope that you're going to get awards in that. But I do feel like they held on to a goal of, I want to be an Oscar winner. And I think Michelle said in her speech, she's like, look at me. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Right.
And
you do hear people say that, which is awesome.
So we're going to say hello to Kimberly and Roxanne and the unintentional psychic. Hello. So I'm gonna sidebar this for a quick second. If anyone is looking for an emotion code session, Roxanne is your gal. All right. And Roxanne, just for you, Toni, I've got to buy some lavender from her because I ran out.
And I can back that up with Roxanne having an amazing
yes. So let's talk about manifestation and why it's something that we kind of want to talk about, and why is it something that you kind of want to focus on? All right, so let's talk about big dreams, guys. So, I mean, as a spiritual person, it doesn't even matter who you are. And I'm going to go back to, what is it that you desire in life? What is it that you desire? What is it that you want to get out of life? Well, like I said, you can't just stumble through life and have on your blinders and expect that you're going to obtain and get the goals in which you want. You have to, like I like to say, is writing out your reality. All right. I want to have a big, big vision goal of, how I want my life to be. I want to have a show with Toni. I want to have amazing friends. I want, you know what I mean? And it's not like, oh, I hope. No, it's I am, I have. Like, I'm changing my mindset and I'm changing my verbiage for putting out to the universe. I'm casting out my net. Now, I'm going to give you some little tips and tricks, everyone. So you write out your, Toni, I'm sorry, I'm taking over this.
Yeah, you're fine.
So, and I say this a lot, and I say this a lot to my clients because I do feel like it's really important, and I feel like it's a reminder of kind of how do you manifest 101. So you get your big vision. And what I always say to people is go out. Go past that version of, well, I don't even know. I want to be a millionaire. No, bitch. I want to be a multi-millionaire. Excuse me. I apologize. You'll get used to me.
You're not used to Rachel.
No, see, my audience loves me. But no, go out. Really, go out really, really big version of it. And, because the universe, whatever you put out to the universe wants to deliver it to you, regardless if it's negative or positive, because everything to the universe is neutral. All right. So then you look at that list, and this is something that I also feel like people kind of do is, what is it? What are the lies that you tell yourself that tell you can't have it? Well, I work a full-time job and finances are tough. And it's all those negative mindset beliefs and all of these kind of the lies that we tell ourselves. So then you have to look at that list and you look at the limiting beliefs, and that's an opportunity for you to book a emotion code session with Roxanne. I'm sorry.
You have to pay us for this advertising.
Yeah, Roxanne. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what it is. I'm like, emotion code. Let me tell you. I'll tell you about it in a second. It's about the truths you don't want uncovered. No. So no, but those are the things that you tell yourself. What is your money story? Well, when I used to go to the store, my mom said I couldn't have this because blueberries were too expensive. Like, I know that's a silly example, but that's a limiting belief. How many times money's evil? People who have money are devious, and we start learning and accepting and believing those beliefs, and then it gets embedded into our cellular tissue. So we do have to kind of rewrite that story, feel into a new belief, and then cast it out to the universe. So again, I'm sorry, keeping going. So I've written on I know you're so excited.
No, but I think
I'm not finished.
But you've done really. You've really been great about like helping me with the money.
Oh, let me tell you.
Because I do have some of those, and some of them are really old.
And you got to break those ceilings, girls and guys.
And you get to saying, "Oh, I don't have money for that. I don't have." Well,
universe will provide if you want it.
And so you have to think, I have money for that. And when things were tough at the garage, I'd be like, but now, a long time ago, actually, I would just picture money falling into our checking account from the heavens, like just money, just falling in. So at the end of the month, there was money there, and I wanted to write the checks.
It's one of my
affirmations. And I do that. And so what's Rachel always say?
Raise your rates.
But
there's an energy exchange. The work that you do.
You have to believe in yourself that you are worth it.
Yes, you do. Yeah. So
go back to
me. I'm just kidding. So honestly, what is it that you want to do? We'll talk about money. All right. So I want to make a certain amount of money. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to have investments. And it could be something as simple as maybe a lot of people, especially for healers, have a fear of success, and they have a fear of, well, how is my life going to shift once I've obtained these goals? And that's something you also have, or a fear of being seen. A lot of healers take on a vow of poverty.
I think healers feel that they shouldn't charge.
They should give their gifts for free because it's a channeled gift.
Right, because it's from the universe, it's from spirit. But you have to remember everything that you put into that.
Yeah.
Your classes, your time, your space, your rent, your all of that.
Right.
So and it's an energy exchange between someone.
The certifications, the degrees, just you having your shop it's an expense.
Mm-hmm.
So there needs to be a good energetic exchange for your time and for your energy. That's why I do say, raise your rates, charge what you're worth. If you want to set your rates, please reach out to me. I will help you.
Rachel will yell at you free of charge.
I will not yell at you. I will gently encourage you to raise your rates. So maybe not gentle. So let's go back. All right. So I'm writing out my big vision goals. Okay. My big vision is writing out your reality. I recommend that you write out at least 2 pages. Then you look at those beliefs and you say to yourself, okay, what is it that I tell myself that I can't have it? Those are the limiting beliefs. Those are the emotions that are embedded in your cellular tissue. There you go, Roxanne. You're welcome. Oh, and soon Jess is going to be doing access bars. Can't wait. We'll talk about where that anyway. So what are the limiting beliefs?
Get ready.
That tell you that you can't, James, Raise your rates. The unintentional psychic, who's actually very excellent. I can't speak English. Okay. You write out your reality, 2 pages, however you want, whatever you feel. My work is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. That's one of my affirmations, in case anyone's asking. So then I look at it, tell myself, what is it that I tell myself that I can't have these things? And that's where you dig in and you do the work. Like, we can't just be like, well, I'm wonderful and everything's great. Like, no, we've got shit that's stuck in our cellular tissue, that's stuck in our subconscious. There's things, there's loops that we don't know that's even running around. Those are the programs that we have kind of put into our mind, into our system, and everything like that. All right. So then you look at it and you release it. You allow that emotion to come up. Well, I felt, like, what's an example? Give me a second. Because I've worked on a lot of this. I've been doing money mindset for years. Okay, like when imposter syndrome. All right, becoming a healer. When you first become a healer and you're like, can I really do this work? And then you get down on yourself, but then you reach out to your awesome friends and they're like, you're good. And then you kind of, you feel into
you get
that
validation.
Yeah, you get validation, but you have to really, like, I need to sit in myself and I look at those beliefs and then I say, okay, well, this isn't true. Like, I'm only holding myself back. And I'll tell you, for all of us, we're our own worst enemies. For manifesting, it's not Toni that's getting in my way. It's Rachel that's getting in Rachel's way. Okay. So then you rewrite it, all right? Because you've done the work, and then you rewrite it. And then the magic sauce is you feel into it. Well, what would it feel like if I had $100,000 month? What would it feel like if I had the house in my dreams? What would it feel like? And then it's not really like having the actual house or having the money. It's having the freedom. It's having the expansion. It's having the time to do the things that you want to do and to have, I want to be able to spend time with my friends and go on cool trips. What would that feel like? It would be so much fun. And then you feel into it. And that's what you cast out to the universe. And that's really how you manifest 101. And then how do you supercharge it? Well, I do my affirmations, and it's I am worthy of love. I am enough. All of my desires are, I always say this to everyone. How many times have I said this? God would not put these desires in your heart if they weren't meant to come true. All right. And we all of us sitting here right now in this audience have a vast, view of how we want our futures to be. It could be that Toni wants to move to the beach and have an amazing shop on the beach, whereas Rachel will also be at the beach next to her and Jess next door to us. But you know what I mean? Like, we all have different desires and we all have different dreams. So that's really how you get to manifestation, like 101. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you really have to be careful.
Oh, an attitude of gratitude.
Of limiting speech.
Yes.
I hear people all the time that say, well, maybe that'll happen. Or, I don't know if that might happen. And it's like, no, it will. It will happen. And it's going to happen.
And can I just say, for focusing on this and really doing manifestation work and really focusing on my money mindset, I have made more money every year. Even through COVID, I have broken my ceiling for the amount that I can bring in. The other thing I want to say is the how is not your responsibility. All right. The how is the universe's responsibility. So don't constrict your energy by, okay, well, I want to do this. Well, if you get a check in the mail, that's still, you reached your goal. If maybe your partner gets a raise. So don't constrict and hold up how this might come to you. Be open to universal possibilities. I might get a call tomorrow and they're like, Rachel, da, 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 da. And I'll be like, okay, let's do it.
But you hear that all the time. Like, somebody will say, oh my God, this check came in the mail and I don't know where the hell this money came from. But, I didn't even know I had an Uncle Joe, and Uncle Joe said.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I want Uncle Joe, but Uncle Joe. If we get held up on the how, well, my job is going to give me a 5% raise. And it's like I'm holding up my own energy. I'm basically cutting myself off at the knees, and then I've limited the ability for me to manifest my desires.
Yeah, so we talked about grids in crystal class the other day, and then in Reiki 3
Yeah.
grids. And so grids are a great way to bring in crystals and have a single purpose.
Mhm.
So your purpose could be abundance, but I always say don't be, be open, like you just said, be open
Yeah.
to how it can come in.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people might say, I want that job over in such and such department, but that might not be the job. Be open
Yeah.
to a new job, and you might find like, oh, it's actually the job for me is over here.
Yeah.
So
And
you have to, make it wide in that sense. Abundance is your focal point, and you're bringing that in. And
abundance can come in all different ways.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily be a monetary amount. Maybe it's somebody is going to watch your kids, where then you can go and have space to kind of focus on your business. Like there's all different ways in which abundance, and I mean, for me, a lot of my things come down to, I want to have freedom. I want to be able to do the things I want to do when I want to do them.
Right.
I may not need a ton of money to do that, but I want the time and I want the space to be like, oh, here we go. Like that's for me, like that when you really get down to a nutshell, like really think about what is it that you truly desire. You know what I mean? Do you have a question?
No.
Oh, sorry. She's stretching in the back. Excuse us. No, you're fine.
It's funny. I had somebody. I didn't get to tell you this.
Yeah.
I had somebody yesterday, and I can't say names because it's not out yet. But I messaged her because I had seen something that she put on Facebook about a certain job. So I messaged her and I said, "Hey, did you what are you doing? Blah blah blah." And she had wanted a job that she can incorporate Reiki into also.
Nice.
So she said, "Oh, I took this job, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the job I really, really would like is with this company, but you have to wait a long time to get in there. So I'm doing this." And I said, "Okay, all right. So put that out to the universe. That's really, what you want, because there was better opportunity for Reiki. There was better opportunity for her." So I said, "Okay, we're just putting it out there that that's where you're get a better when you have that better opportunity."
Yeah.
She messaged me today and she said, "You're not going to believe this, but an hour after we spoke, that other company called her."
I love it. Yay!
And offered her that job.
Woo-woo!
So, it's just putting it out to the universe.
Yes.
That this is what you want.
Yeah, you bring up a very valuable point. If you don't know what you want, just right there, you just need to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to really go into your heart, and really, what is it that you desire? Do you know what I mean? What is it that you desire? What is it that you really want out in the universe? If it's more educate, I'll tell you, all the classes that I've ever wanted to sign up for, and some of them are expensive or whatnot. If I'm meant to take it, then the universe will provide for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I really and then what I do is I reached out to my two gals and I'm like, I need your pendulums, yes or no?
So, Toni, am I supposed to take this?
She'll be like, no. And then Jess will say yes. And I'll like, fuck it, I'll do what I want. Again, excuse me, I apologize.
I thought we usually agree.
No. If they both agree that I fall off my chair and I'm like, I don't know.
I can't do it now.
But it's really like, and the other thing I do want to say is, and this goes back to the Oscar winners, is really having an attitude of gratitude and really being appreciative of your life and the things that you do have, because we have a lot of things that we take for granted. Having a roof over our head, having heat, having drinkable water, having a community, and for me, what I do is when I'm driving down or whatever, I really try to be, thank you, God, for the trees. Thank you, God, for the sunrise. Thank you, God, for the air in my lungs. Thank you for the ability to walk. And then honestly, that energy and that attitude of gratitude is going to raise up my vibrations, which then I feel is going to then cast out my net wider for the things in which I'm trying to manifest. Because I want to manifest the high vibrational contacts and the events, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be lower vibration. Right. I want to be high. And and it's like, it's love or above. I say that, love or above. We always want to be love or above. So in order to kind of shift into that, you kind of have to an easy way is to go into gratitude and really feel into it. And if you really want an easy practice for how to really feel your heart space expanding, is think about one of your beloved animals and maybe say that beloved animal. And because animals can't speak, they can't really tell you I mean, they can bark and whatnot, but you don't really know what they want. Do you know what I mean? But you love them and they love you unconditionally. Feel that energy of that animal and just you'll feel your heart space expand. And another way to do it is, maybe you're a parent. Think about your newborn, and be like, oh, like, not Jess, not Jess. I didn't get that. Oh, sorry. Did you see my phone just went off? She's anyway. I didn't get that. So no, but think about either an infant. I would think about my infants in my life.
I'll think about my cat.
And she think about her cat. And I'll think about my dog, or I'll think about my cats, or honestly, I'll think about maybe a cat that's passed over, or you know what I mean? And then for me, I'm able to kind of get into that heart space energy, and I'm able to expand out my heart. I'm just trying to give you a quick, easy practice for how to feel more love.
It's funny because I do that a lot in the car also. That's where I say hello to everybody. It's where I talk to my angels and my spirit guides, and I say thank you.
Yeah.
Especially if it's sunny out, I'm like, yeah.
I know. Like, I mean, that's a way that I connect with my higher self, to be honest, is that I have to go into my heart space, and then I want to expand out my energy, and then I'll say, well, my higher self, please come closer to me. And then it's, because we can go in a whole nother topic on another day, but then it's higher self is in my best and highest good to do this. Yeah. And then my higher self has that 30,000 view, whereas I don't, and I get that sensation, or maybe it's a symbol, maybe it's a sign, maybe it's an image, maybe it's a smell, maybe it's a taste. And then it's, okay, yes, you should do this, because my higher self is going to have that broader vision. You had a question?
So I was just looking at Kimberly here, who said she hasn't charged anyone she's one of my Reiki students.
Kimberly.
Yeah. So, we can actually go out and practice after Reiki too. And I always tell them, you want to practice for a while on your friends and everything, but then it's time to, okay, now I always tell them to get business cards and hand out their business cards and say, okay,
or just get a Facebook page or whatever.
Yeah, to do something more official. But there was one other thing we were talking about, the energy of the Oscars and everything.
Yeah.
But so I don't have cable at home, so I'm stuck with like the old, 6, 10, and 13, and so a lot of times there's game shows on like in the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm a people watcher, so I love to watch the shows and watch people's energy and see who has the best energy. And I would say 9 out of 10 times they're the winners, because I feel like they're positive, they're happy, they're excited for other people, and it brings in that good juju.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to see. It's like I should have gone into psychology or something. I'm like, watching everybody, but it's so true. But my guilty pleasure lately with my friend Patty is to watch The Bachelor. I know. There's nothing else on Mondays. And it saddens me because last night was the finale, so it's like it happens every freaking season. So the poor girl that's second to, she doesn't get The Bachelor.
Yeah.
They go and maybe that's why you sign up for it's a game show, basically, to win a guy's heart. How can they all be in love with them, But they go right to, when they're rejected, I'm unlovable. And I
think it's the saddest freaking thing ever.
And I'm sorry,
you suck. You don't get a rose.
I will be yelling at the TV.
Not
You're
you.
not unlovable. He's
The
a
show,
jackass.
not you.
But it makes me sad, and I think of my affirmations. You are worthy. I am worthy.
I am enough.
Lovable.
I am worthy of love.
And I'm like, oh
I'm
my
worthy.
God, I want to write to this show and talk to that girl and tell her stop the crap. But yeah,
I just think it's, I don't know. I always say that's a show that I really didn't get into. I just think it's kind of sad.
It is sad. It is. It is. I said it was.
But then I'm watching Vanderpump Rules. So guys, I mean, 6.5 dozen one other. I mean, I'm in toxicity somewhere with that Scandal. Anybody watching that? No.
But along with manifesting, though, I just wanted to say you have to participate, though. You can't just say. You
What's
can't
my next divine delight action?
I want.
No, it's not that.
You have to then take steps towards that, and then I think once the universe sees you attempting,
the energy moves those steps, quicker.
Right? Then then it's like, oh, Toni really does want that. We'll move that up.
And can I just say this? So I'm gonna.
What are you laughing at? It's true.
I'm gonna piggyback off of Toni. One, you do need to take inspired action. So if you don't know what it is that you want to do, this is my big vision. I've worked through my limiting beliefs. I've thrown it back out to the universe. I've felt into what it would be like to have these things. And then it's, what is my next divine action to take? And, and if you don't believe in divine or God, what is the next action that I need to take? And then be open for the signs and symbols that come to you. And I will even dumb it down for myself and be like, what do I need to do today? What is the one thing that I need to do today to move me towards my goal? And the other thing I want to say about, maybe we see things that other people have and you're like, oh, well, why can't I have that? Instead of maybe thinking that, shift into it. They have that. I want that. I'm going to manifest that. So we don't go in the energy of envy. We go into the energy of, I'm going to get that. Do you know what I mean? Because again, we're not going to be shown things that we can't have. We're not going to be shown things that we can't have. God does not put these desires in our heart unless they weren't meant to come true. So if Jess over here has this and I'm like, oh, well, it's me. Why does she have it and I don't? Or it's kind of like people are like, must be nice. So it's like, thank you. Yeah, it is nice. I worked hard for that. Thank you. Exactly. And it's like, right, I did work hard and I put in hard work. But if instead of shifting that, it's like, she worked hard, I'm going to work hard and I'm going to manifest the same thing. You know what I mean?
I've looked at that situation and gone to, am I doing everything that person did? Yeah. And you're like, no, I could work on that.
No,
no.
Being like, yes, and you see something instead of like, must be nice, or
and
oh wow, like
right, we should support each other.
Rise by lifting others.
Thank you. We rise by lifting others. Such a good thing to say.
I can remember with the store when I was thinking about moving,
and we rise up. I can't sing. I'm sorry. Rise up.
And I had it in my head, like, should I go back there? Da, 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 da. And then I wanted the door. I wanted the front door. And so it really wasn't, it's like, there's no front door. And then talk about the universe coming in. Doesn't somebody run into it with their car, the wall?
Right, once again, how you manifest may not come the way in which you think it's going to happen.
Where it made sense for the door to be. And I was like, the landlord came and told me that. And I was like, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I was like, well, how can I not move now? I mean, the universe is like, here's your door.
And also, like, don't, there's times where we get held up and are like I said in the beginning, we're our own worst enemies. Be willing to surrender to whatever your higher belief system is and allow for that opening of energy to show you the way, but also you need to be a co-creator. It's not, okay, I'm going to let life happen to me. No, I'm going to co-create with divine. I'm going to work with divine and I'm going to tap into all my resources and really funnel that energy out so I can manifest the life in which I desire. And it's a co-creation. It's not, well, no, it's a co-creation.
So does everybody have an idea now to manifest something? See some yeses. or check back in with you next month.
Yeah, and the thing is, like let's say maybe you do feel stuck or you feel held up, then book a session with a spiritual practitioner or with a just someone to maybe kind of extract out. All right, I hear this. Let's pull this out. Okay, let's move forward with this, and maybe give somebody a jumping off point to move forward. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I maybe I go to
Rachel.
me. Just kidding.
But go to her before she raises her rates.
Go to me. Go to me.
You told me, what is it? What is it? What is it? Until it came out.
And that's the thing. Like, you got to, sometimes you just need to talk to someone. Like, okay, what is it you desire? Whenever you book a session with someone, there's a reason behind it. And some people are like, just whatever comes forward. No, I know you want to know something. And then we'll get there.
We've both been so surprised sometimes about,
what is it that you want to know?
Yeah, about what comes up, and it's like, oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that.
No,
yeah.
But let's talk about our girl Roxanne. I don't know if she's still watching, but we did kind of having and I'm sorry if this is maybe not. I will say that she was guided to what she's currently part of what she's doing now. That's all. She was maybe given an idea. She'll be like, what are you talking about? But she's amazing. Book with her. I don't care that she's in Canada. Book with her. She'll do it remote.
But yeah, when you think about that, though, Roxanne was looking.
She does. I'm just kidding. Roxanne, go ahead. Roxanne is amazing, and she lives in Canada, and she does the emotion code, the body code. She does everything. I don't know. She's a young living master. I don't know.
She is.
But go ahead. I apologize.
But she had different irons in the fire.
She did.
And then she saw a certain someone.
Thank you. I was guided by Rachel and her amazing work.
There it is.
Wow, I'm not cocky at all today. I'm humble. Be humble. No, I mean, the thing is Roxanne is an amazing example. And I love the fact that I've been one piece of her journey. To give her some sort of clarity of, hey, try this, because Roxanne is multifaceted, multi-talented. And I brought her up a lot. She has the emotion code. Toni recently had a session with Roxanne, and, they worked through some things. I was grateful that I had a session with her, and it was really hard to kind of get to, well, what is it why did you book a session? Well, I don't know. I don't like talking about my emotions. I'm a nurse, and we don't, but I cry a lot. I get stressed and I cry. That's how I kind of let things go. And I feel that I'm releasing these stuck emotions, but we all have emotions that are embedded into our cellular tissue. Now you can get energy work, like I do IET, you do IET, Reiki, you're a Reiki master. You might do essential oils, you might do crystals, but I want to try a different healing modality because I thought it was interesting. And then she was able to, James Joseph also said he was guided by me. Guys, listen. Under Akashic record reading. And what do they ask? They want to get clarity. What's my soul's, we have to dig in. And sometimes it's not like a one and done. It could be a couple sessions. James and Roxanne was one and done. Anyway. Sorry. I'm just being I'm being spunky. But back to Roxanne. And James is also, he's a very talented psychic medium. And honestly, I feel like for him, and I'm sorry, I'm talking about you, James. He just needed that push of, hey, like you right there. You're very talented and very skilled. You just got to come out. Do you know what I mean?
Look how quiet she is now.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Same thing with our girl.
Let's spin the camera around. No.
and just like with Jess, like Jess also, like she's very talented, and it's nothing to do with me doing a reading. Like she's very talented and very gifted, and I'm excited. Same thing with you, Emily. And I'm sorry, I don't know your name, ma'am. Oh, I love that name. Sapphire is gonna sparkle like a diamond. I love that. Oh, anyway. Motion code.
Raise your rates.
Sapphire. Listen, stop charging Sapphire rates. I'm just kidding. But no, and it's like and then it's like you dig in, and with the emotion code, there are stuck emotions in your body, and then she's able to kind of release them and kind of help you to move forward with that. That's what I liked about it. So, but when you do book a session, and it could be with anyone, we have a ton of talented practitioners in this area alone.
We are,
we're very lucky. There's and there's people that bring in people from outside of the country, healers or, mediums. It doesn't matter. Jive with whose energy drives with you. Like you may be like, oh, that girl cusses too much. She's too crazy. I'm not. But or maybe you want somebody who's more serious and not, likes to joke and laugh, because I feel like healing can be lighthearted. Whereas other people
raises your vibration.
But some people may be like, no, you gotta take this seriously. You know what I mean? So that the whole
But we do take it seriously.
I do take it. I take my work very serious. Yes, ma'am.
Can you go back to the whole
No.
imposter syndrome?
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. So, what do you want me to talk about? Why do we have it? Why can't we push ourselves beyond it? You got to look within yourself as, what is it that made me feel like I'm an imposter? What is it that, why is it that I maybe I see other people who are talented and gifted, and why is it that I'm not doing what they're doing? But then that's where we have to get out of that compare-itis, because we all have different lanes. I could be like, let's say Toni and I are both energy healers. All right. We're both energy healers, but you may like Toni's flare better than my flare, but that doesn't mean that Toni's very gifted. I'm gifted. You're gifted. You're gifted. You're gifted. You're gifted. We're all gifted. And then part of that, and I think this is what I want to say to you, put that ego aside as a conscious bystander and then do you. Do you know what I mean? Like really do what is it that you feel called to do? Whatever that, and it doesn't matter. Maybe you don't have to be a healer. I could be talking about real estate, Rose, if you watch this later. But you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe you want to be a speaker. Maybe you want to be a writer. Well, Stephen King's got all these. Why can't I do a Stephen King? Because you're not fucking Stephen King. You are you. But you know what I mean? Like, but we all have a right. I'm sorry, Toni. We all have a right to
just my favorite author.
He's amazing. We all have a right to take up space. We all have a purpose here. We all have a mission here. It's up to you to decide, do you want to accept this mission or not? But you know what I mean? And it's really to kind of go into your heart, go into your beliefs, and just say, like, if you've taken multiple certifications and trainings, it's time to do it. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just looking at you. I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? It's like, but then
you'll find that one that just, but and I think it's fast.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like one just starts to blossom,
to pop off. And the thing is, it's make a decision to do it. It has nothing to do with confidence. Confidence is a bullshit term. All right. I feel like, oh, I've got to be more confident. And Roxanne, I said that to you, but it's not a matter of confidence. It's a matter of owning your shit and owning what it is that you do and what you're certified in, what you're trained in, and who you are as a person, and allowing yourself to take up space. Like, I have a voice, and it's okay that I use it. Do you know what I mean? It's okay to take up space. We are all divine sparks of God, and we all have a right to take up space. Okay? She's like, I'm out.
I feel like
I'm like, yes, I'm taking
yes, amen. I'm taking up space.
Even with Reiki, I can remember when I took Reiki, and people talk about when they feel that hot spot, when they feel something that has to move, they would get buzzing in their hands, or they would feel hot or cold or something. And I was like, I'm not feeling any of that.
Yeah.
But I just kept going with my Reiki, and I kept, as my friend Glorianne always said, faith it till you make it.
Not fake it, faith
it. Faith it. And I just trusted.
Yeah.
I was taught that the universe, that spirit, the energy is coming through me. And that's what I believed, and that's what I kept doing. And I finished Reiki Master, and my clients could feel heat. I couldn't feel it though.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit. And then I started to see color. So I do Reiki probably unlike most Reiki practitioners, because I'm seeing color and there's colors I don't like. And that's how I know, oh, there's a hot spot and it's got to go.
Yeah.
So you have to have faith. And all of a sudden, I kept putting the work into it and putting work into it. And then it was like, oh, okay. And then, now my students will say, well, I don't see color. Well, that's okay because you're going to find you'll find it. But
And I think to Toni's point is all of our gifts
are different.
And don't be so hard on yourself if it's not the same way as Toni. Toni's super visual. I'm not. I'm feeling everything that my stuff comes through. It pops in my head or I feel it. I want to say this. Can we activate all of our gifts, all of our psychic gifts? Let's talk about psychic gifts. Maybe you want to be more clairvoyant or clairaudient or whatever. You've got to practice. You've got to put in the time and you've got to do the work. I'm not going to be an expert meditator if I never meditate. And if I spin you a bunch of bullshit about you've got to meditate every day, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I need to make a daily spiritual practice and put in the time and do the work with anything that we want to do. I want to be a famous writer. I want to be a famous speaker. Maybe you don't want to be famous. Not all of us want to be famous, but maybe it is whatever it is that you want to do. You've got to put in some work behind it. And that's where I go to divine action. What is it that's going to move me closer to my goal? Back to the imposter syndrome. Really put your ego, because ego is important. Well, put your ego as a conscious bystander. Maybe you name her, oh, this is Sassy Sally, and she's my denier, but I'm going to do me, however it is. When I open up the records, part of because we set an intention is I have my ego here as a conscious bystander. I mean, that's part of my intention. And when I'm opening up the records, because I can tell when my ego is coming in and I'm putting in judgment or I'm putting in my own thoughts, then you're not getting the reading in which you came to me for. You know what I mean? And also, practice makes perfect. I've given a lot of readings, and I've done a lot of healings, just like you have, and you have, and you have, and you have, and you have. Do you know what I mean? Like, practice makes perfect. And if you find yourself shifting into that imposter syndrome, I recommend doing a couple of things. Reach out to your friends. Maybe you need a reminder of what a badass you are. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you need a swift kick in the ass. Sometimes we need listen, get your head out of your ass and start doing what you came here to do. Sometimes we need that tough love. That's what Jess would give me. But you know what I mean? Sometimes we need that. Or, hey, I'm having, like, I had a moment and I went to Toni and I was like, I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. She's like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, so honestly, and I was like, okay, fine. Like, but you know what I mean? But I needed to pivot. I needed to shift something. There was some energy that was holding me up. That's why I booked a session with Roxanne. But do you know what I mean? It's like, or I found the healer that I want to get Reiki from these girls. But do you know what I mean? It's like, find what is going to pull you out of that funk and then kind of write your path. Because there are people that are going to intentionally try to knock you off your path. There are people that are going to get in your way of your divine, beautiful self. And that's where you're like, kick it to the curb, kick some rocks, get the fuck out of my way. I'm cussing a lot. Get out of my way. I'm going to do what I need to because this is what I'm here to do. I'm going to take it back to last year. If you're watching my family, I apologize for what I'm about to say. I have religious people in my family that may not agree with the work in which I do. I made a decision of January of 2022 because that's when I did a show. I'm going to do, because I'm going to do me. And I'm not going to be afraid to show who I am as a person. And I'm going to do readings. I'm going to do these talks. I'm streaming this right now to my Facebook page. I've got family. Yay! But do you know what I mean? And I just want to show you, like, you make that decision to, I'm going to do me. And I'm not going to be afraid anymore. And I'm not going to hide. And because we all have some sort of limiting, like, maybe I don't feel pretty enough. Maybe I feel like I'm too big, whatever, the bullshit lie that I tell myself. And then you got to work past it. And then I put that fear aside, because fear is false expectations appearing real. All right. Mm-hmm. the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all of that stuff, that's where I got to put to the side and then do me. And then really make that decision and then go into action. Does that all make sense? And then say, fuck you, imposter syndrome. Fuck you, everyone, all the naysayers. And then get a team of people, hey, I just need to reach out. Like, I'll reach out to whomever. Okay, I need to talk to you. I'm feeling down. Well, why is it you're feeling down? Okay, well, blah, 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 blah. Well, shut the fuck up. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, remind yourself.
I do the share slap. Snap out of it.
Honestly, I think she texted me. She's like, what the fuck is your problem? And she doesn't cuss. And I'm like, Toni.
Like, snap out of it.
Snap out of it. Yeah. Does that all make sense? And really, like, this is another thing I say to a lot of my clients. We don't give ourselves credit for how far up on the mountain we truly are, for the amount of work and the amount of time and the amount of energy that you've actually have gone through. And look back at all of the stuff that you've actually done in your life to where you are right now. You are exactly where you need to be. And sometimes you need a reminder of who you are as a person and who you are as a divine, badass goddess that deserves and will take up space and manifest all that they desire. Amen.
You deserve to be here.
Amen. Anything else, Toni? I'm sorry. This is obviously a very passionate thing I feel within me, and because it's something that I've had to come through. It's something that I've had to work on myself, and it's something that I've really had to listen. We can go back years where we've had spiritual mentors that knock you off your path and make you feel like a piece of shit, and that your gifts don't mean shit, and that really knock you off. And then is it their ego? Is it their bullshit lies that they've have knocked you off, and you have to work through it? I'm just saying, I've been there. Fuck you for doing that to me.
It was a good lesson.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm cussing a lot. I apologize. I actually don't
And
apologize.
then the next time I got that same
Don't
lesson,
apologize.
I was like, oh, no, wasting no time here. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly.
I learned my lesson the first time.
And then
now
you
I'm
move
like,
on from it. You move on from it. And you and then you find the people who actually have your back, and also the people who are authentic and the people who have integrity. Because there are people that we will come across in life that aren't authentic and don't have integrity and don't have our best intentions. And that has nothing to do with spirituality. That's just life.
mhm.
Anything else, Toni, you want to add in? I'm sorry, I just went off on a major rant there. If anyone has any questions,
No, you're good.
feel free
I
to
think
message
affirmations
me.
are so
Oh,
important.
yes. I love affirmations.
Put them on your mirror so you
Yeah.
see them first thing in the morning. And you have some, don't you, on your mirror?
I used to. I think when the children
Yeah.
got wet from one of the children.
Yeah.
was down.
That I'm worthy. I am loved. Give gratitude, like you said. Like that's. I don't know why it's a car thing for me. It's quiet. I think. I hardly ever listen to the radio in the car anymore. That's when I chit chat. So
Another way to set up affirmations, and this is real quick, is that these are actually set up on my phone. So I have them in my folders. No, okay. So I work in a doctor's office, and they used to go off every hour, and that was distracting. But what I do have them is all my folders. I am wealthy. I am supported, divinely guided. I am blessed. I never fail. Let it be easy, because that's one of the things I really focus on. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. I am healthy. I am powerful. I live in overflow. I am on the rise. I have the best life. I love my life. And then I have to reset some because they're this like, oh, my Chevrolet.
I added in. I'm just like, sorry.
But no, I mean, it's right here on my phone.
Oh, I chose this.
Yeah, that's a good one. But honestly, I will show you. I am a firm believer in affirmations because let's see here. Is it this one? Oh, I like this one. Every day, God makes me more open to receive. What a miracle that I, of all people, am finally open to receive. How the heck did this happen? I'm suddenly open. I am ready. Receiving gets easier every day. I am one with this expansion source of all. Everything I need always comes, and I gratefully receive. I am so damn excited to receive. So, and that's just something that you may need a reminder of. And then you shift into that energy, and you're like, yeah, I am excited to receive. I make money 24/7. I make money in my sleep.
Remember, see that money
Yeah.
falling into your
One
checking.
idea I want to bring up is you can record them.
Yes.
Put it on my voice recorder.
Yes.
144 and then press play. Hear it. As you're showering or something.
So make a recording and then listen to
That's
it.
a good one.
Your own voice.
That is a good one.
That's good. So I do that with secret code numbers. Listen, that's a whole other topic on another day, guys. Rachel jumps down a lot of rabbit holes. You'll get used to it. You'll be like, what is this you're doing now? Oh,
This
let
is
me
a
tell
long
ya.
one.
This is a long one. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Anything else, Toni?
No, you have said it all, Rachel.
Sorry. I did not mean to hijack this show. She got me on a roll. I'm not gonna blame Toni. No, it's something that I'm passionate about. I feel like really I want life to be easy. I want to receive. I want life to be full of ease, you know, and I really like I'm gonna go back to you. We co-create what is it that we desire. And I think the first step is really going into your heart and what is it that I want? Simple as that. What is it that I want? Do I want a soulmate love relationship? Do I want, what is it that you want? And what is the desire? And what is the bullshit lies that you tell yourself that you can't have it? And then look at them, feel into that, let those limiting beliefs go. Another way to delete limiting beliefs, I clear, delete it across all time, space, dimension, reality. My this is what I do. You know what I mean? I'll look at it and then I'll do the clearing statement and then I let that energy go. And then I feel into it. Do I still feel an emotional response to that? No, I'm good. You know, and maybe I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And then that's Akashic record work. That's Reiki work. That's emotional code work. It's whatever work that maybe it's just talking to someone, whatever it is. And then rewriting your reality, feeling into it. What would it be like to have this? It would feel expansive. It'd feel joyous. It'd feel amazing. And then throwing it out to the universe and allowing it to come to you however it comes. Because what did I say? The how is not our responsibility. So thank you all for listening to our Spiritual Seekers live show audience. Thank you to our live audience for your amazing questions. And we will see you all in a month.
Next month.
Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Bye. Bye.
Over there on the right.
I'm trying to hit the end, guys. I'm